I am Reza Tabarrok, the Chief Operating Officer of ARTO Brick.
I'd love to welcome my next guest, Reza Tabarrok of ARTO. Please share with us your journey in terms of how you got here and a little bit about ARTO.
It is an honor, Farshid. Appreciate you. Appreciate having me here. I am the third generation of a family of makers and merchants from Iran, owning and operating multiple natural stone, specifically marble quarries, from extracting into cutting, processing sizes as big as slabs, as small as mosaics, and then turning the excess aggregates and the powder into a mass production of concrete pavers, tiles, and landscaping material. Throughout my career, I have been involved in multiple projects from design to manufacturing, from sales to installation, and that experience had given me the passion for our industry from all aspects.
And how did you land at ARTO? ARTO is this amazing manufacturer in Los Angeles. Let's point out exactly where you guys are. And there are very few companies like you guys who have the capabilities that someone of your stature would have. Tell us what led you to going to ARTO and what part of your functions are there?
So my introduction to ARTO happened when I moved to the US to study for my MBA. And I learned about the story of the brand and the founder, Mr. Arto, who started this business in the 60s, making a very unique artisanal ceramic and concrete tiles in Los Angeles. Craftsmanship is in the DNA of our business, and it is remarkable that we have preserved the traditional techniques, yet adopted some technology to increase our production volume and maintain this signature rustic look. So today, Arto is offering more than 240,000 individual SKUs, all made to order in ceramics, high fire terracotta, concrete, and pool copings.
And inside of this ecosystem, we've become very friendly, not only with you, with Aaron, your head of sales, your owner, Armin Alajian. I'm fascinated because you're one of the very few true manufacturers that are operating inside of the US. And your capabilities are not just the 240,000 SKUs, but also in doing custom work. Share with us where these projects actually get installed. Where do they go? What types of areas of installation do you get placed in?
So one of the advantages of being a manufacturer and having control on the whole process, from the raw material into processing that into any particular and finished product, is giving us the possibility or the willingness to accept any challenges that comes from the designers or the architects based on the needs of the project. So we can always have these conversations about what is it that the job desires or needs, and then we can basically set up our production capabilities in a way that we can achieve that very exclusive look, appearance, whether it is texture, color, shape, thickness, or even the medium.
And do these installations take place inside of the residential segment, commercial, hospitality? What segments do these all go into?
So we actually have a very broad range of projects. So from commercial projects, like shopping malls, restaurants, bar, all the way into theme parks. We do a lot of restoration projects. When the sample request is actually coming from a job that can be like hundreds of years old, and we want to achieve that like exact look, which is patinaed, which is aged, and which is old looking. So we can achieve that with our production capabilities. And on top of that, we are very active on the residential market, on a high-end luxury residential, and also on being in Los Angeles, we are doing a lot of celebrity living spaces.
And while you're based here in Los Angeles, I do want the audience to know you do sell to every state in the US. And you also have sales reps that cover all of these territories. Is that correct?
So we have over 500 retailers and showrooms across the US who are promoting the brand, who are selling Archer products, and they all have the support on the samples, merchandising material, and display boards.
And you were one of the very first brands that joined Material Bank in this day one. And really, I credit that to Armin, his commitment to signing up. I'm very interested in learning what was that like to come on board so early, and how have we been able to help Arto grow its presence throughout all of the US?
So I agree, and yes, I'm giving him a lot of credit for that because it is into the nature of Arto that we want to be extremely like unique in a way of producing items in the traditional techniques of production, but at the same time we want to be on the edge of technology, as far as knowing the pulse of the market, knowing the needs of the designers and also the architects, and trying to somehow find a balance between these design trends that are always changing in our market because we consider ourselves as a fashion industry, and at the same time we have full control on the production side, so we want to balance these two basically together so that we can increase the demand and then supply that.
You've been on Material Bank. You personally are managing a good part of the curation, working not just closely with Armin, but also working with Aaron and other team members. Share with us how you go through in thinking about the curation of SKUs that you bring onto Material Bank, and then some success stories that you've encountered from being here, particularly so early.
As I mentioned, having over 240,000 SKUs, we have to start categorizing these products based on the different installation formats or different type of projects. At the very beginning with Material Bank, we started only focusing on some collections that we thought are very suitable for A&D: glazed brick collections, ceramic tiles, some of our handmade material that we thought can be suitable for A&D. Those were the ones that we started promoting. And then later on, by adding more and more items and getting actually a better return on our investment, now we are at the point that we want to introduce our concrete collection.
Has Material Bank been able to introduce Arto to new designers, new architects that you would have not met if it wasn't for being here?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have got involved in like several commercial projects and hospitality that without having Material Bank involved, we would never get to any of those. They were like outside of the reach of Arto on a normal pace, considering our business model. But by means of using Material Bank, now we are actually a solution provider to those projects. And the beauty of that is basically on two or three of them in the last year, we ended up actually providing some custom products for them. Even though the sample from Material Bank was a standard item, but we ended up helping them identify, the needs of the project and then making a custom project for them.
These sound like they've been wildly successful. Were the size of these projects very large that you were able to get from Material Bank?
The sizes on an A&D in general are actually bigger than the sizes on the hospitality project or on residential projects. For our size of the business, they are decent size orders. They are like basically like keeping us busy for a decent amount of time. And at the same time, like the whole team on our operation, they're always like excited and they're willing to accept these type of challenges that we're getting on the commercial projects.
So we want a lot of the designers who've never heard of Arto who now know that you can create custom product, that you have over 240,000 SKUs. You're one of the true manufacturers here in the US. We want them to learn about your brands. They're going to come to either materialbank.com, go to the brands tab, click Arto, or they're going to go directly to your website. What should they take a look at? And share with us new products that you're planning on bringing onto the platform as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. The existing product line that we have on Material Bank is mainly focusing on some of the standard collections. And a standard collection that can have like multiple shapes in, for example, like 60, 70, or 80 colors. But the recent addition to the Material Bank would be a whole new category for us. We never had any of our concrete material on Material Bank, but now very soon we are going to we are going to introduce our first 2022 SKUs of our concrete line and material bank, material that are suitable for floor, for wall application, interior, exterior, and we have a combination of different shapes, from geometric shapes to arabesque patterns, with a wide range of colors and textures. Some of them are very rustic looking, and some of them are very contemporary and new look.
This ecosystem, as you know, architects and designers are very demanding in terms of seeing improvements in sustainability. From our standpoint, we have joined the climate pledge. We have saved what is approaching now almost 5 million packages that are saved.
Amazing.
That's over 1,500 tons of cardboard. Share with me, as a manufacturer, some of the initiatives and steps that you take to improve efficiency and sustainability at the same time.
Absolutely. Yes. Sustainability for ARTO has always been a big factor and important subject to pursue. And because of the same reason, this business model of made to order is giving us that edge that we are not going to produce any item if it is not sold already. So the use of the raw material, the use of the packaging material, everything is going to be as efficient as possible based on the needs of the project. We don't have an inventory in our facility. We don't need to have an overstock. We don't need to have any of these formats, because everything is just going to be optimized to the top point.
Now, this is a question I ask of every manufacturer when we do an interview. Would you recommend Material Bank to a competitor who is looking to grow their presence inside of the North American ecosystem?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason is, like, in an industry that, it is normally believed to be very maybe slow or old technology, Material Bank has proven to us that you can still disrupt the system by introducing technology. And now this technology is actually working in our favor. We are getting a lot of leads that normally with our traditional channels are very hard to get, or they are very expensive to get. And we are actually expanding our approach to projects in a way that we never had it in the past. So I highly recommend using the Material Bank, and I also understand the necessity of that. I wish we had this system like a decade ago.
Thank you very much for those kind words. The support that you and Armin have provided means the world to us. Has there been anything that's been surprising to you about Material Bank?
The surprising factor of the Material Bank to me was the fast pace of the speed of growth of the Material Bank, because we've been working with Material Bank from 2019, and then every year we are seeing this huge amount of growth at a very fast speed. In the past, we had an independent system in our own ERP system that we needed to work separately from Material Bank, and now we are using the Material Bank database more than before, as far as using it as a CRM, using it for the merchandising samples, and using it for business intelligence aspects of the game.
Very interesting. On behalf of the entire team at Material Bank, I want to thank you, Armin, and the entire team at ARTO for all of your support. Thank you.